Hey everyone, and welcome back to another No Buy Year update. My name is Amy, for those of you who are new and maybe haven't been here before. I hope you decide to stick around. I put out new videos twice a week about no buy, project pan, and generally living your best, most intentional and satisfying life. If that sounds like a good time to you, then why not go ahead and hit that subscribe button, become a member of the fam, and hit that little notification bell too so that you never miss an upload. So this is April, I believe. I've kind of lost track of time, but that would mean that I am now 4 months into my no buy year, but this is the first month of no buy year on lockdown. Being on lockdown, having nowhere to go, and having very little to do really changed the dynamic of my no buy year and what that looked like. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this video. I'm going to give you guys my successes and my struggles, and then we're going to do the breakdown of everything I've spent this month, which was more than I expected for someone who cannot leave the house. Before we jump in, take a second, less than a second, and give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out and makes me happy. Okay, so successes and struggles of the month. I guess the overarching success was that I came in under budget this month, which is not surprising given that, like, what am I spending my money on? Struggles for the month were, as you're gonna see in my breakdown of the budget, I did go out and I did buy some stuff. I bought some stuff. And I went back and forth about it for a while. I really didn't want to break my no buy year. I'm such a stickler for the rules, like I'm such a teacher's pet, but it's lockdown, there's not a lot to do. So I went out and I bought some like bakeware to do some baking, which was super fun. I love to bake. I also have eaten a lot of cookies and I'm starting to really feel it when I put on my jeans. That's an issue for another day. It's quarantine, I'm gonna eat myself happy, and I'm not apologizing for that. But that was really the big struggle for me, is that I broke the rules and I bought some stuff. I also bought this cactus cup. It's so ugly that it's kind of cute. It's one of those, you know? I can totally sit here and justify this purchase. I know you think that's impossible because look at it, but I can, and that's because I like to drink apple cider vinegar with lemon and water in the morning. I just find that it really, I don't know, tastes disgusting but adds some health benefits to my life. So with drinking apple cider vinegar, you're meant to use a straw because it's super bad for your teeth. And I couldn't just find a straw. I didn't want to use disposable straws. So the next best thing was this ugly ass cup. Before we get into the breakdown of everything I've spent this month, I do have one more thing to add, which is kind of a no buy year tip and kind of also a really troubling social commentary. So if you didn't know, and I didn't know, so now I'm spreading the word, Audible has a setup right now while the schools are closed where they have a selection of children's audiobooks that are free to listen to online. I'll leave the link down below. It's different from your regular Audible account, but in that they have one of the books that's on my reading list, Brave New World. It's so good, I highly recommend it. If you guys are gonna go check out Audible after this, go for Brave New World if you like a slightly or very unsettling dystopian novel, which is my personal fave. Without going into too much depth, in the book, part of this new society is conditioning humans pretty much from birth to believe certain things and act certain ways that will benefit society as a whole. And one of the things that they are telling the children in their sleep to hypnotize them and condition them to believe is that they need to go out and buy new clothes all the time. They're saying to them, ending is better than mending. I love to buy new clothes. And that just had me shook. How true and like eerily accurate is that to our current culture and society, that we're constantly being bombarded with messages to just have this throwaway attitude towards our clothes and also all our things. And it just spoke to me in a big way. I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of gave me goosebumps. So I highly recommend, even if you're not into dystopian novels, they have a bunch of stuff on there, but give it a go, especially if you have kids. It's a nice way to keep them entertained and to keep them reading, and it's free. Okay, now we're down to the main event, which is where I admit to all of my spending for the month, and you guys can hold me accountable and judge me accordingly. Okay, as per every month, I just like to reiterate this for those of you who are new potentially. I am giving the breakdown of my budget in Bahraini dinar because I'm currently out here in Bahrain. It works out at about £2 per one Bahraini dinar, and I think $2.50, although don't quote me because the exchange rate has been anything but stable recently. My monthly budget is 250 BD, excluding my rent and a few other things that go out on direct debit. But my aim is always to come in under that. Obviously, I came in under that this month because, like, even if I tried, what am I going to spend money on? Okay, so groceries for this month came in at 50 BD, 840 fils. I definitely found myself spending a lot more on groceries because we can't go out to eat, so I'm forced to make my own meals. And also, I'm still adjusting to having to cook for 2 people because now that Cody's here, I'm not even having to make twice as much food. I'm having to make like 4 times as much food because who knew that men eat so much? So we're going through a lot of food, but we're splitting the cost, so it evens out. Okay, my takeaways, like ordering food in for the month, came to 45 BD, 750 fils. I use Zerias. Is this real life? That is so much. I guess I'm not going out to restaurants to eat, and oh, I know why it's so expensive also, because right at the beginning of the month we ordered Cheesecake Factory, and that came to 20 BD just on its own, so that's why this is so expensive. Okay, baking supplies, so that was like my new like cupcake dish and a brownie pan. My brownies did not turn out well, by the way, if anyone was wondering. That came to 7 BD, 940 fils. We had to get a new water coupon book this month because we have a water dispenser, one of those big water towers. We buy a big coupon book from our apartment building, and then every time we run out of water, they'll send a new one up to us. So I spent 7.5 BD on that. I spent 7 BD on my phone top up. I spent 500 fils on my cactus cup, no regrets. And then I have 10 BD that is unaccounted for, which is so unusual for me because normally I am so on top of keeping tabs on my money and I know where every single penny has gone. But I guess because my transactions and everything I've been paying for has been so sporadic this month, I've been literally spending money like once a week, so I haven't been so on it with recording everything I've bought, and that 10 BD is gone. But I'm not too mad about it because I still came way in under budget, and I also think back to my former self a few years ago. I would literally not know where my entire salary for the month had gone. So I'm not too angry with myself for losing track of 10 BD. I think that's okay. So in total, I spent 129 BD and 530 fils. And that left me with a balance of 120 BD, 47 fils. So I saved an extra 120 BD this month. So I've been bored out of my mind and lacking social interaction, but at least I saved some money. Okay, but that is pretty much all from me today, guys. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to come back and join us in the future. Hit that like button while you're down there because that really helps me out. Also, don't forget to go ahead and join our No Buy You Facebook group. It's a great time, wonderful place to be, and I really think you'll enjoy it. But until next time, I hope you are all staying safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye!